Corruption is a global thing. Even though sometimes some people from third world countries they think that corruptions don't exist here in the West, it does. Yes. The only difference is that in the West it's done under the table, and if you don't belong to the ruling class, the oligarchies, the people that control the West, when you are contesting for a political office, it can be brought out, or they will go and dig it out. They will try to investigate you, to use it to deter you to get into power. That is when the powers that be want to put their own candidate in power. They will do everything using whatsoever corruption it is that you have done in the past to hold you accountable, to deny you that office you want to get into. And in Africa, we do our own, or in third world countries, corruption is done in an open places with no, in fact, it is done in a certain manner with no impunity. And another thing is that when these West are bringing aids to third world countries, those are corruption, because that is indirect bribe. They are trying to bribe those countries so that when they need any natural resources or whatsoever it is they need out of that country, the leaders in those countries won't say no. Yes. And go now to take Africa as a case study. The truth of the matter is that Africa is the way it is because the leaders in the West will keep supporting corrupted leaders in Africa. Leaders who they have something to blackmail them when these leaders refuse to play ball in terms of giving them what they want. That is the case. That's why you see that the people's votes sometimes in most of the cases don't count in Africa, because the corrupted leaders will come into power, and when they refuse to do otherwise, the powers that be in the West will start blackmailing them with what they have on them. Yes, that is why you see that the Western powers, or the powers that be in the West, cannot come openly and fully support a leader in Africa in which they know that this leader is clean, in which they know that this leader will do a whole lot of work to transform those countries in Africa, especially, or in third world countries. They will come openly and say that they support such leaders, say a whole lot of things, but under the table or behind, they are fully supporting the corrupted leaders, because they know that it's only the corrupted leaders that can give them what they want. They know that African candidates or emerging leaders who they have nothing to blackmail them with will never give them what they want, because they don't have anything to blackmail these people with. They know that these people will be coming for the interests of the people in most of the cases. Yes. So sometimes that's why it's funny when they say that they want to help Africa to fight corruption. Charity, they say, begins at home. They should start fighting corruption in their own countries. Yes, irrespective of the political parties these candidates belong to. But that's not the case. They only fight people that don't belong to the ruling class or don't belong to their group. So apparently you see that most of our leaders in Africa, what they are doing with this, their divide and rule, or fighting people that don't belong to their political class, or fighting people that don't belong to their cliques or their oligarchies, they're learning from the West. It's funny enough that they are learning the bad one, but truth must be said. They are learning it from these people. That is how it's done here. Even the divide and rule system you see in Africa, some of our leaders learned it from the people here. Because it's only when the people are divided that they will get their interests. When the people are united, they can't penetrate through them.